Hey, parents, today I'm talking to you. Yeah, you. Listen up. Really, really super important. So it's been coming to my attention lately. Um, Basically, how media is influencing and even young girls how they think they should act. Y'all are busy talking on your cell phones and having your own life when what your kids are doing. Your kids are on the computer doing God knows what. And watching things and being influenced by magazines. Look a certain way, to be a certain way, to act a certain way. Y'all, this is just sick. I actually saw a video and it showed how video programs are. They actually made a piece of pizza look like a gorgeous woman, which is kind of disturbing in and of itself. Another video of a rather chunky female, there's nothing wrong with that, manipulating it to, for the love of God, what is with these people? You know, parents, open your eyes. Your kids are suffering right now because you're buying them all these magazines that are just trash. They really are. They're trash. In Vogue and everything of the like. Women and girls so much. About 90% of those magazines are nothing but that are totally unrealistic. If anything, these magazines should be doing real articles on real people and letting girls know it is not okay to active and to just accept yourself as who you are. I'm struggling with that right now. I feel it's really important to do this video right now. So when I started my eating disorder, it actually started happening in middle school. And a bunch of us girls decided we were going to eat nothing but baby food. The fruit, because it was really disgusting. I don't know how a baby likes it. Ugh. Anyway, we kind of had a competition going on to see who could lose the most weight and so on. And I guess I really kind of, my father was not very helpful. I was in a two-piece one time when I was over at his house, and he used to tell me that I looked like a gorilla in a two-piece. I was 16 years old and didn't have an ounce of fat on me. Great father. So that, kind of really messed with my psyche anyway. Parents can be some of the biggest bullies ever. When I was 16, I was put in a residential care facility, primarily for anorexia and depression. Gee, I wonder why. I had got a day pass to some event. My father started smarting off about my weight again. Got out. Fast forward, I don't know, years later, we were at dinner with one of his girlfriends. He had several. Like, he just kept on going through them like a duck to water. We were in a restaurant, by the way, And his girlfriend was a real sweetheart. So me and her were talking, and for some reason, my father found it appropriate to. I was gaining weight, and I should stay away from the bread. Okay, well, I had plumped up like a chicken because of the medication I was on and so on. So I was already self-conscious. And meanwhile, my father is stuffing himself with rolls. I was in shock and so angry. Bathroom, and I cried. His girlfriend came after me, and I was like, I don't see how you can be with someone like that. And she gave me comfort, and the next day they broke up. I guess he saw what kind of an asshole he was to his kid, and she decided that she wanted to be with that. So, my father, when he was alive, he was probably one of my most negative influences. It's horrible. A bully. My father was a bully. Not bad enough I was bullied at school and other places, and we'll get to that later. It was a horrible existence. And even though it's years later, I still remember like it was yesterday how much my father hurt me. And of course, the magazines didn't help. I was like reading teen magazine, whatever. And I found myself wishing that I was like those girls, that I didn't feel pretty. I didn't feel like I was worth anything. It's because I was paying attention to these magazines and what the magazines said I should be like, what they thought society should be, which is horrible. If and when I ever become a parent, my daughter is not reading that trash. I will not let it in my home. I remember when I was younger, I was at the mall, and I'm not sure which magazine put it out, but I was in a computer store, and I was so mad. This magazine had put out a program that a girl could scan her image into this system of any way that she wanted. I think any girl should ever have to feel that they're worthless and they don't amount to anything because they don't look a certain way. Airbrushed, first of all, and that ain't real. What you're seeing is me, it's real. I'm not the skinniest thing out there, I'm not gonna lie. I was skinny at the time up until I had my first accident. I got hit a day before my birthday in 2005. 9 months more or less, and I got walking pneumonia. Had a lot of medication, and I ate because I was depressed. And I started having a lot of operations for different reasons, none of which was for the accident. I did tear the base of my spine, though, which has never been right. Matter of fact, I'm in bed because I hurt it God knows how this time around. I also had to be on a shot because of my endometriosis. Doctors were supposed to give me breaks in between. I was on that shot 2000 to 2015, so 15 years. I was on the shot and I gained 30 plus pounds from that alone. And I felt horrible about myself because I was always watching TV and reading the magazines. He is one of the most dangerous media sources. Between advertising, makeup, and things, they made me feel like I was ugly. Now there's more plus-size models than skinny models. One of my idols is Queen Latifah. She is a bigger. She's also quite famous in TV. She carries herself so wonderfully. Wow. If I had one wish, it would be to meet this woman. Latifah has always been an inspiration to me. Um, to learn how to carry myself and to love myself for who I am. Another good one. I completely respect these two women. Tyra has done some amazing things. I can't say enough good things about her, and I cannot say enough good things about Queen Latifah. Just because they're real. Like, they're not trying to tell girls that they shouldn't be who they are. They're role models for who we should be. Get up off your butt and pay attention to what your kids are doing. You'd be surprised. I used to go on Omegle. I saw kids as young as 8 years old. An 8-year-old has no business on that site. I was like, you're really surprised. And some of you let your kids on Omegle. It's just sick. Some of you parents make me so angry. We should all strive to help each other, not put each other down and encourage each other to be things we're not. I still struggle. I also let my mother get inside my head and my heart. Apparently, when my father divorced her, one of my forefathers, another story for another time. One of his excuses for not being with her was pretty enough because my father saw pretty girls at the office and came home to her. Busy raising 2 kids. So from the time I was little, she would always impart on me how important it was to look pretty for men, and she didn't want that to happen to me. I still let her get to me sometimes. We no longer speak. We're estranged because she put a man before me for the 4th time. And another story for another time. And I was still having a good number of surgeries, and he would come over to visit me while I was in bed. He was always like, put on makeup, works hard all day, and he doesn't, he shouldn't see someone without makeup, and blah, blah, blah. So that really screwed with my head for quite a long time. Eventually, we ended up getting married. My husband and I have been married since 2012. It's been a good marriage. I knock myself out of the way sometimes, even at I know he's coming home, but I'm not. I put on a mask. I put on my makeup. I guess a little bit of lipstick and gloss. I'm obsessed with lipstick and gloss, but it's not a bad obsession. There's so many bad things you can obsess over all the time. It's like, you don't have to put on makeup. You don't have to do these things. You're pretty the way you are. It's a godsend. Because without him, I would still feel like I wasn't worth anything, because that's what I was led to believe. Childhood, throughout my teen years, some of my adult years. I'm coming along, saying, you're beautiful. I mean, I was spazzing out because I see piece, which we should have done, just it just didn't look right. But he was like, "You're beautiful. I think you're beautiful, and that's all that matters." Really good. He's an amazing person. When I have a really bad day, it encourages me anyway. You know, he's like, "Don't worry about it." I've told him some of the things that I went through in my childhood. And he, you know, he tries to understand, but it's really hard for him to understand because his family is not like that. They're all very supporting. They're loving of each other. I don't necessarily understand the ways of his family sometimes, but I know they've always been there for each other. So, something he's had to explain to me over time. And I've explained to him how I grew up and how my way of thinking. Right now, I would not look at a magazine if you paid me, because they've just done too much damage over the years. If anything, I'd look for plus size models, because I'm plus side. I finally accept myself for who I am. Yeah, and one of the reasons I'm starting to accept myself was because Queen Latifah. I have watched, and the way they carry themselves and the way they act, like, that is something we should all strive for. Once, neither of them have ever said, "Girls, you're not pretty enough unless you do a certain thing. You're not pretty enough unless you wear certain clothes. You're not pretty enough if you're not a certain weight." The world is a sick place. But then we get people like these two fine actresses teach the world differently. I'm grateful that like that, and not just, you know, all these actresses with makeup and, you know, personally, I think it's disgusting to be a size 2. Look like you're a crack addict. Just saying. So parents, just pay attention to what your kids are doing. Pay attention to the websites they're on, the magazines they're reading, hanging out with. Make sure their friends are up and not trying to encourage them to freaking be anorexic. Kids have way too many influences these days, and they need parents. They don't need a parent that's a friend. You can become your kid's friend later. You got plenty of time for that. What they need right now is parenting and words of encouragement. They need to teach their kids public, and that means how to carry themselves, how to act towards others. That it's not okay to treat another person like crap because of what they look like. Sorry, I don't have a whole lot of tolerance for parents who don't teach their kids about respect. That, you know, y'all can hide behind religion all day long, but the truth is, unless you walk the walk and talk the talk, you ain't doing it. Kids had to be disrespectful to themselves, disrespectful to other people, disrespectful to you. Talking to y'all. Yeah. So this is not only for the kids, it's really for the parents today. Yeah, I'm sorry for going off on a rant. I'm not trying. I'm just keeping it real. I feel and how passionate I am about. And yeah, y'all guys. Okay, yeah, even guys have influences. Another time, another rant altogether. But y'all are gonna hear me refer to Queen Latifah a lot. Mad props to them for everything they stand for. I'm gonna go ahead and log off. I really hope this reaches somebody. peace, love, and remember, God loves you, and there are so many people who do love you, and you're so worth it. So I'm out of here, y'all.